Hello chamber friends, I'm going to give you 4 mental hygiene tips to keep you mentally fit during these times where anxiety is in the air. We're breathing anxiety everywhere and it is a highly contagious electromagnetic virus. It's in the energy of people and you can get it through the internet, through TV, radio, social media. It's a very scary virus to have at this time. And I like to give you some tools to protect yourself from it. I'm a psychotherapist with over 25 years of experience in the field, and I will tell you a little bit more about me at the end of this video, so I hope that you really stay to watch the whole thing. I want you to know that you will come out of this crisis stronger than ever if you use the right tools. It is just in our human DNA to overcome adversity. History has told us that over and over again. All of us, no exception. It doesn't matter how weak you feel at this time, all of us have the capacity to be resilient, compassionate. We have the capacity to feel safe and secure under any circumstance. But we need to know that inner strength and resilience don't freely surface, much less under great stress. You have to consciously work at it and tap into it. So the tools I'm about to give you will help you do that, but you have to practice them regularly. Repeat, 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 and rejoice in triumph is a phrase that I always tell my clients. So I'm gonna say it to you right now. Get the tools and then practice, 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 okay? Because that's where you're going to really get to triumph. This is our greatest opportunity to transform ourselves. Not the time to change or control your spouses or your children. They're also dealing with the changes and they have to, deal with it in their own way with their own tools or lack of tools. So we need to be patient with them. But this is the time to change you. Rumi, a poet from the 13th century, I don't know if any of you have heard of him, I'm sure a lot of you have. He used to say, yesterday I was clever, so I wanted to change the world. Today I am wise, so I'm changing myself. So I hope that you're choosing to be wiser and listen to these tips, implement them, and place yourself on the journey to triumph, okay? So let's start with tip number 1. More than ever before, be very vigilant of what thoughts you're having that are producing anxiety. There is a direct relationship between what we think and how we feel. And using empowering and hopeful thoughts produce dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, and fearful thoughts produce cortisol, adrenaline, so watch out, okay? Number 2, it's hard to get rid of anxiety-provoking thoughts unless you substitute them for something else. So when we're working with clients here at Healthy Connections, we help them identify the specific anxiety-producing thoughts and we come up with substitutions for each. But since I cannot do this way with you, I'm gonna ask you to do something. When you catch yourself thinking something that produces fear and anxiety, I want you to first ask yourself, is this true right now? Let's say you're thinking of, oh my God, I'm gonna lose my house, or I'm not gonna have food to bring, for my children. So I want you to ask yourself, is this fear true right now? Do I have still a roof over my head? Do I still have food on my table? Because if you do, then it is not true right now. So please, what you need to do at this time is give that thought wings and let it fly. Just let it fly, let it go. Now replace it with the best feeling thought you can find at that moment. Listen to what I said, best feeling thought that you can have at that moment. The thought that makes you feel the best at that moment, and focus on it over and over again. Focusing on that better feeling will expand, because what we focus on the longest grows the strongest. do you know that research tells us that about 85 to 93%, and this depends on the research that we're looking at, but 85 to 93% of the things that we worry about never happen. And for the things that do happen, that we were worried about, people report that at the end, after they go through that experience that they thought it was so scary, they say that it wasn't as bad as they thought it would be. And even better, they report that they learned and grew so much from that experience that they would not go back to how things were before. Okay? So take into consideration that. So remember, the first question you ask is it true right now? The second thing I want you to ask is this inspiring me to take action? If the answer is no, again, give it wings and let it fly. And go back to finding the best feeling thought you can find at that moment and focus on it. Remember, what we focus on the longest grows the strongest. Now, if the answer is yes, if that's inspiring you to take action, then that's awesome, because then you are on the road to thrive, to transform, and to triumph. Okay, tip 3, when you wake up, use the first 10 to 15 minutes of your day to listen to empowering messages, and listen to this, connect to a happy feeling. Imagine how you would feel if all those messages that you're hearing were true. This state of mind helps you produce neurochemicals that promote creativity, and then you become a greater problem solver. You can come up with answers to your current situation. And that way you start your day on a positive note. I have a program for adults that I have 6 different audios, and I ask them to listen to it. On Monday, they listen to confidence. On Tuesday, they listen to joy. On Wednesday, to kindness. Thursday, grit. Friday, gratitude. And they also have an audio to train them on how to start to silence their mind. It is in the silence that ideas appear, and you're more able to learn how to regulate your emotions. Now, tip number 4, end your day with gratitude. Before going to bed, do a mental review and highlight the things that you're grateful for. Do a glad list. I call this a glad list. A glad list, you're gonna find something. G will be something that represents something that you take for granted, that you should be grateful for. L, something that you learned today that you should be grateful for. A, something that you achieved today that you should be grateful for. It doesn't matter how big or small it was, just something that you achieved today. D, something that delighted you that you should be grateful for. Remember that what you're grateful for multiplies. So it is very important to end your day this way, because when you go to sleep, these are the messages that are actually being programmed into your subconscious mind. When we go to sleep, we don't die, we just go to sleep, and the subconscious mind is taking over. So we want to make sure that those are the messages that we end the day with, okay? I hope these mental hygiene tips are helpful to you. If they are, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and press the notification bell so you know when I update a new video. I would love and appreciate if you share my contact with 1 or 2 of your friends that you think it could benefit. Feel free to email me with any questions. My name is Beatriz Martinez-Penalver. I'm a psychotherapist who dreams of the day when emotional literacy will be an integral part of education. So just like we teach math and science and language arts, we would also teach children how to be happy. Happiness is a skill that can be learned, and we have completely forgotten to teach it in schools. I know that experts say that if we were to teach these tools that I'm giving you to children, would be a great way to address our current mental health crisis. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again. Bye.